or electricity. Actually, why not both? Hey everyone, my name's Gabi, and these are two 2025 Kia Sorento PHEVs, two of our hottest vehicles in the Kia lineup right now, and both of them have some unique differences. Now when it comes to powertrain, like I said, they're both plug-in hybrids, so they're going to share the same 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder gasoline engine. But the party doesn't stop there. We also have an electric motor and a higher capacity battery that withstands charge. Now that's where you're going to get the plug-in hybrid aspect of your PHEV. So that allows me to plug in this vehicle to either a household outlet or a wall unit like that to accept an AC charge and take my gasoline-ish vehicle 48 kilometers on full electricity. So that's where you really get the benefit of a vehicle like this. Now this vehicle has an emphasis on efficiency, but it still has the same things you love about the gas model Sorento. Where do these two trims compare? Let's talk about it. So this is the EX trim, and that is going to be introductory for the new model year. We get a bold new look on the front end, including these LED daytime running lights that are now amber, and then of course our LED main headlight unit. Everything is bold and bright on this vehicle. We get a fresh new grille, which is going to have a matte finish on the EX trim and a little bit of chrome housing surrounding it. You're also going to get a matte black front bumper with integrated parking sensors, your LED fog lights, and right in the smack dab center, a forward-facing radar sensor that's going to be utilized for things like smart cruise control, forward collision avoidance, and a bunch of other tech and safety functions like highway drive assist. Now both of these cars are going to be very safe when it comes to the standard features on the vehicle, but you definitely get it taked up a couple notches on the SX model, which we'll talk about in today's video. Let's take a look at the wheels now, because that is something that has remained the same-ish. So if you're comparing the Sorento PHEV or you've still been waiting since your previous order, you now have a bold new look for your alloys. They're both going to share the same 19-inch alloy design with this beautiful Aeroblade finish. It's definitely more aggressive than the previous generation, and I will say I wasn't the biggest fan of the last model year's wheels, so bold new look in my opinion. You're also going to get the same paint colors and a couple new ones as well too, which unfortunately I don't have the inventory to show you guys, but I'll try to include some photos. Your mirrors, you're going to have a touch of your exterior paint color with some glossy black finish, LED turn signal indicators, and that same fender flare that we loved from last year, except this time it's two-tone. But you wanted to see the differences, right? So let's take a front-end look at the SX model, and maybe we'll do a couple flashbacks. So the SX model has that same powertrain. You're going to get 261 horse with 258 pound-feet of torque and those 48 kilometers of all-electric range like I mentioned. But now you get a shiny black grille, still the same chrome as before, and your bumper garnish is now a shiny gloss black as well too. But wait, did you miss this? We have a front-facing camera. So on this model, you have a full 360 view camera, and now essentially every time my parking sensors get triggered by an obstacle or a vehicle, it's going to show me what's happening from that camera feed. It doesn't stop there though. Let's go back to the mirrors. On the bottom of the mirrors, we have a blind spot view camera, as well as our blind spot detection that we carry over from the EX model. Your windshield wipers are also rain sensing. We have digital key to touch, which means on our door handle, we no longer have a physical button. It's just an indent, and every time I want to unlock or lock my car, I put my hand behind the handle and then press on the indent. This tech is not the same on the EX model. EX model still has the old school, but we still love it. You just give this button a press and it'll lock and unlock for you. Now let's work our way to the back and talk about what styling differences we have there. So we still have a lot of lighter accents compared to the gas models of the Sorento. That's going to go for your skid plates and also for the emblems on the vehicle itself. On the bottom right corner, you have PHEV boldly written, and you do get LED taillights on the SX model. There's no model or trim level designations for these vehicles. It's just going to say PHEV and Sorento, so there's nowhere what says EX or SX, which I really do like. Our rear is going to have a digital rear view mirror. Camera, sorry, I should point over here, for the SX model, which is a fun new feature that Charlotte will show you guys when we hop inside. And we have rear parking sensors on both models. Here's something that's different though when it comes to the safety department. There's a few new features that we've never had before on the Sorento that are available on the SX trim, like highway drive assist level 2, which is very fun, and forward collision avoidance assist level 2. Essentially, those are just more advanced functions that we have seen in the past, so we know that our vehicle can brake for us if it senses the risk of a collision. But did you know it also works for lane changes, junctions, oncoming traffic, and pedestrians? This vehicle can tackle it all, and it also does automated lane changes when you are activating highway drive assist. So it's a semi-autonomous driving mode, driving instruction. We will include a link for a video where we have showcased it in our channel in the description. But now, let's take a look inside.
Hey everyone, it's Charlotte, and I think it's time that we take a look at the interior of these two vehicles. So I think that we should start it off with the EX to show you guys that this really has all the essential tech that you could want and even a little bit more. So let's take a look. Gabi already mentioned the fact that we have our traditional proximity key, which I absolutely love, and let's take a look at the driver's side door. Here you can see a lot of our different styling elements. You can also see that we've got our speakers down below, and of course our seats. Now these seats, they are incredibly comfortable, and that a lot of it comes down to the fact that they are a synthetic leather. They are also heated and powered with the inclusion of two-way lumbar support for the driver. Now for your passenger seat, it's just a classic set it and forget it seat, so hopefully your passenger doesn't need to move around too much. I want to show you guys the instrument cluster as well, because that's going to be a key difference. Now this is actually what I've got in my car. I drive a Sorento X-Line Limited, and in the center I've got a 4.2-inch cluster screen. Losing my words there for a minute, but we're good. And then you can also see that we're operating with some new updated software, which has these beautiful simplified graphics, which I absolutely love. Over here for our screen, for your infotainment, you still get that beautiful 12.3-inch screen with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the capacity for over-the-air updates. Now, I won't yap too much about this screen, but if you guys want to see our full and complete walkthrough on this vehicle, don't worry, we've already done a video on it, and we'll make sure that we have it linked down below. I know I already mentioned that these seats are heated, but they are up here just in case you don't trust me, but hopefully you do. And then I just want my camera woman, wonderful Gabi, to direct upwards, and you can see the headliner that we have in this vehicle. It's very normal, a nice light gray, and again, really brightens up the cabin space. And I think I actually prefer a gray headliner to a black headliner, which I think I might be the minority on that. Now, both of these vehicles are going to share the same seating configuration. So in the back, you can still see we have these nice luxe captain's chairs. Again, a synthetic leather, so you know it's easy to wipe if you do have kids back here. And then also, I'm just going to grab the camera to give a good look at some of the amenities that we still share back here. Perfect. And this is also going to play a difference when it comes to the EX. So you can see that we still have rear climate vents, and we also have a 12-volt down below, and we still have USB-Cs, which again is great. Now, if you guys want to know a little bit more about this space that the EX or the SX packs, make sure that you do check out those full and complete walkthroughs where we do a back seat and a third row space overview. I'll hand this back to Gabi. There we go. And let's take a look at the SX now. So I think to make it a little bit easier, we'll start with the back seat. And oh my goodness, is that a two-tone interior I see? So one of the main differences when it comes to the interior of the SX is the fact that you have the option for either a dusk blue or a light gray or light-ish beige two-toned interior option. The nice thing too is that this isn't just synthetic leather, it is actually real leather, which again, we're not seeing too much of nowadays. But I love the look of this, I love the quilted detailing of it too, and I think it adds something a little bit more fun and different for the interior of this cabin. These seats, they're still going to be those captain's chairs, they're going to be comfy, but you also have heated seats for the rear. You're also going to have the integration of a manual sunshade, which if you have kids, this is one of my favorite features because you don't need one from Canadian Tire or Walmart, and this one fully fits your window. Amazing, incredible. I love technology nowadays. Gabi already mentioned some of the key cameras that we have, especially on our mirror and at the front, and we'll show them on the screen when we get inside. I'll have Gabi come around into the passenger side.
Power passenger seat.
And show our seats. Yeah, so in the SX, you do have a power passenger seat, which is very nice. They're also going to kick it up a little bit more with the inclusion of ventilated seats for both the passenger and the driver. Now, my seat is going to be a little bit different too, and hopefully you can see it, but I also have the option for the cushion tilt. So a driver knee extender, so if you're tall or short, this vehicle is going to be approved for you. And also, instead of just having two-way lumbar support, I have four-way lumbar support. Woohoo!
I didn't know the lumbar moved that much.
It does. You got to do it in this trim though. Another one of my favorite features that we have, and again, this is one of my favorite features overall, is the inclusion of memory seats. So you will be seeing that in the SX, and also a Bose premium sound system. So that is going to be one of the differences as well. And if you love a fun sound system, this might just be the trim for you. Now, I already mentioned that we have a 12.3-inch screen for our multimedia, but if you take a look at now our new instrument cluster, is we have another 12.3-inch screen, and these are integrated together. Obviously, that's what integrated means, and a nice curved function, which is actually very easy for the driver to see. I want to show you guys upwards where you can see that camera at the rear. So this is your digital rear view mirror. And basically it's pointed at the wall right now, but it's going to give you a live feed of everything showing that with that camera that Gabby showed at the back. Now, if it seems a little bit darker in here, you're right, it is. And that's because up top we do have a suede headliner, but we also have a panoramic sunroof with it. So if maybe you're like, hey, a black headliner isn't for me, don't worry, you can open it up, still get some light coming in, and that way it may not feel as dark for you. I already mentioned that these are ventilated seats, which again is great, and hopefully you can get a nice look at this blue color in contrast with some of the black accents. The last thing we'll just show is actually going to be in the back seat again, so we'll head back there. Is going to be the inclusion of your household outlet. So there you go. You can see that that is one difference we have as well. Oh, I realized we have so many cameras in this vehicle, and I've only shown one of them. So I think we better show that 360 camera real quick. That way you guys can understand better what those cameras on the mirror are doing for you. So there's your 360 camera. It looks a little wonky right now because we've got our doors open, but here you can see this live feed. And also there's a bunch of different views that you can look at it. And the nice thing is that if you do have your vehicle in reverse, or if the parking sensors are sensing anything, it is going to bring up a live feed of your camera. So from here I'm able to see my front camera and all of the different viewpoints, my rear camera, but then also a nice external view, which again I think is such a cool tech feature to have. And even though this has a little bit more bells and whistles than the EX, I think that both vehicles offer exceptional value. It just depends on what you're looking for. The EX, like I said, it offers everything that you could want and more, but then the SX is going to take it a little bit of a step further if you want some more enhanced and more premium features. But either way, I think both vehicles are a great fit. It just comes down to what is going to be the best for you. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and that you found it helpful. And if you haven't already, make sure that you leave a comment down below on what you want to see next. Like this video and subscribe to the Kia Hyundai channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!